Hello, Mission Pro family. Welcome to On a Mission. I'm Emily Mae, and I'm here with Melanie, and we're talking all about our upcoming Mission Pro shows, and we have special guests tonight. How are you, Melanie?
I'm good, Emily. How are you guys doing? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm caffeinated. I told you that already. I'm extra caffeinated today, and I'm just so excited because we have 3 huge upcoming shows.
I know. I think this is the first time we've actually had to announce 3 shows, and we've had tickets on sale. Tickets on sale for the next 3 shows already up on our website, missionprowrestling.net. With the first one being, of course, March 5th, No Debes Jugar, which is going to be in Conroe, Texas. And not only that, but not only do we have 3 shows, but we're all spread out over the state of Texas. So
Yes.
We're going to be in Conroe for March 5th. April 2nd, we're going to be in Dallas for the big weekend in Dallas. We're going to be at Fair Park. We're part of the collective, the GCW collective, which is very exciting. Those guys have
huge news. Yeah.
Those guys have been putting on some amazing shows. And of course, we're going to be putting on an amazing show. That's why we called it Bangers Only, because that's what we've been bringing. And then, of course, you saw the teaser flyer for that one drop out. Or drop in general.
No dropping out. No dropping out, Melanie.
No dropping out. But if you guys take a look at that, you're going to see Janai Kai is returning. Lou Fisto makes her return. The Hex in Tex, as Marty Bell put it. The Hex is going to be there, which is Allison Kay and Marty Bell. So lots of big names, and that is not even all the names. That is just a little taste of what you're getting on April 2nd. So make sure you stay tuned because the official poster is going to drop, and you're not going to want to miss it. And the tickets are going fast. So if you want to get in the remaining first, second, third, fourth, or even fifth rows, you've got to get in now because each row is going to go fast.
Yeah. So go to eventbrite.com. We posted, if you follow Mission Pro on all of our socials, which you should, that is where you can go and get tickets. If it's easier, just go. You can also go to missionprowrestling.net, and all the links to all of the next 3 shows are going to be there. Yes, there is Thunder Rosa's Taco Vlog is premiering tonight.
Yes, it is.
So you can go check that out either after this or right now. You can dual stream it. I believe the Renegade Twins are on that one.
The Renegade Twins are on that one. If you guys don't know, they're actually here in San Antonio training with Thunder, training at Hybrid School of Wrestling, who Mission Pro has teamed up with in the past. And we'll be teaming up with them again on our next show, April 16th, right here in San Antonio for the next show, Living on the Edge. So, nice little segue into there. Thanks, Ryan. Thank you, Emily, too. So go check that out as well. So if you're in the San Antonio area or in South Texas area or just around Texas, I guess, and you haven't picked up your tickets for Mission Pro show in either North, Central Texas, check us out in Dallas, Conroe, or San Antonio. Go to missionprowrestling.net, get your tickets.
Get your tickets. And I know we have a lot of international fans watching us. And so if you're not able to head to Texas, you can stream the March 5th show and the April 16th show on Title Match Network. Yep. And you can stream the April 2nd show on Fight TV.
That's right. Remember, guys, since we're part of the GCW collective, GCW is on Fight TV. So Mission Pro Wrestling will be part of Fight TV on April 2nd, okay? So don't be up in my emails talking about it's not on Title Match. No, we're mentioning it now. We're on Fight for April 2nd. We're part of the GCW collective, and it's going to be amazing. A lot of top-notch talent. If you are heading over to Texas for that weekend, there's going to be a lot of Texas shows. Go check them out. I think shows start on Thursday. They're running through Saturday, WrestleCon. Some of the ladies from Mission Pro Wrestling are going to be at WrestleCon at some of the tables doing signings. So be on the lookout for that. Mission Pro is, we're trying to whip something together to have maybe a little Mission Pro get together with the fans on Friday. So that's going to be some big news coming from that. So make sure you're staying tuned. So if we can do it, it's going to be Friday. There's going to be a live taco vlog that you can be a part of. Thunder Rosa's live taco vlog. Mission Pro's kind of going to do like a little mini takeover of a bar or restaurant. We're just going to take it over. It's going to be Mission Pro Friday and then Mission Pro Saturday. It's
Mission
so much
Pro
fun.
all day, every day.
Absolutely.
We have lots of fans and lots of sponsors in the chat. If you haven't seen MPW Live, you're missing a unique experience. That is true. And so now you have 3 opportunities to do that very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And not just that, but I mean, there's just going to be a lot of talent on all 3 of these cards. It's going to be stacked from top to bottom. A lot of people coming into Texas. It's just Texas is such a hotbed for wrestling right now, guys. I mean, and we'll talk about that with our guests too, but it's going to be so much fun. We've had so much talent come through Texas, I think the last year, who've made their debuts, who've been wrestling for a couple of years and have never debuted in Texas. So it's exciting to still have people making their debuts after being in the business for a while. And to be at Mission Pro makes it even better because y'all guys are the best fans and best sponsors too.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of, we have Nation's Corner in the chat, a wonderful sponsor. I'm trying to see if we
Gorilla Press in the chat. Thank you so much, Ron, Roberto.
We have, I think, Face for Wrestling in the chat too. We have some, incredible sponsors. And if you guys are interested in sponsoring the, we have our sponsorships open for the April 16th show and April 2nd, correct, Melanie? So you can email missionprowrestling@gmail.com and learn about all the different opportunities and tiers to not only sponsor the show, you can sponsor matches, you can sponsor talent, obviously once that's all announced. And so it's a great opportunity to be involved in Mission Pro, and we could not do what we do without these amazing sponsors. It's a great opportunity. So, check our socials, email us. That's a way to get involved.
Absolutely. And of course, our guest, I'm eager to talk to her because she has been, first of all, she's a fan of the color hair, which I as you guys can tell, I mean, you guys can't really tell here, but you guys know I have purple.
It's dark purple.
She's got the purple, I got the purple going on. She's got the blue going on, which I used to have the blue. So we're familiar with the maintenance and the time and the patience. And I want to talk to her a little bit more about that too.
Yeah. So I think we should bring our special guest on. This is someone that I've seen in the industry grow so much. I've watched her. I've been able to chat with her a couple times and just seen so much of her journey. And I'm excited that she's coming to Mission Pro. And I'm excited that you two get to meet because I think you guys are going to get along. So please welcome Riley Shepard to On a Mission.
Hi.
Yay.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to have you.
Of course, we had to have the Gladiator, the Geeks on a Mission. It's perfect.
I made sure to wear one of my geeky shirts.
Oh, I love it. See, you gotta represent. Wear your merch.
My sci-fi stuff. It's not my merch. It's Buffy, but
it is Buffy.
It's Buffy, which is even better.
It's even better. Now you need to get Buffy inspired merch.
I might have to. It's definitely one of my favorite shows growing up, so I really should get on that.
Same here. That was one of mine as well. It was like the religious, had to have it, had to watch it. Mm-hmm. And then if I wasn't home for it, I had to work or something, guys, I'm going to age myself a little bit here really quickly, but I figured out how to use the VHS timers so I could record it. Yeah.
We're old. It's okay.
It's all right.
Things we had to do.
Things we had to do. It was like,
I'm sorry.
I filmed X-Files too. I taped X-Files. So
TiVo was too expensive for like a college student. TiVo was out of my league, man. Yes. I had to use the VHS. I didn't know I was like, I don't know about this TiVo stuff. All I know is I already have a VHS. I just got to figure out how to work it. Come on. Musical episode of Buffy could not be missed.
Oh my goodness.
That's a classic.
And I love the fact that it kind of set the tone for genres going forward for like the sci-fi genres of doing musicals, because like Supernatural did it, even Scrubs did it too.
Yes.
It's so funny how they end up venturing into that, and I think Buffy really set that up for others.
Yeah. I think Grey's.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you say Grey's Anatomy? Grey's Anatomy did it too. They did.
Did they too?
Episode.
That's hilarious. Yeah. I did not know that. I stopped watching Grey's Anatomy when they flooded the ER. I was like, all right, I think I'm out.
I think I was officially out on Grey's Anatomy. I think it's like on 20th season or something like that. I think I might have watched season 2 and that was it. I was like, cool, deuces. Cool, they got together. Nice.
Yeah, there was
done.
So many scenarios that made me like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. Sorry, unless you're Supernatural, I can't dedicate 15 seasons.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I even go back and watch the Supernatural start all over again. I was like, I'm determined to make sure I've watched every episode. And then I get interrupted. And then I'm like, should I go back? No, I'll just keep going.
Love it.
So, yeah. I mean, speaking of like sci-fi and like you're so inspired by it. Like this is who you are. And I know we have so many fans in the chat that have questions, but talk a little bit about what Gladiator of the Geeks means and how did that all develop, and then I would love to hear from you about how you started in wrestling, because lots of people might not know your interesting start to it.
So I find it really funny. I actually had someone recently be like, you're very character driven and gimmick driven. I'm like, no, actually, this is my insides in arm and a sword on the outside. Like, this is exactly who I am. And this is just what it appears like to the outside. I am the biggest geek. I am an awkward turtle. I am socially awkward, klutzy, except when I get in the ring and all of a sudden there's magic in there and I'm good. I'm not tripping over my own feet. So I've always been a geek. I've grown up being a really big book nerd. I was the type of person who would be sitting in class with my book, with my really huge, thick, because I'm legally blind, glasses, and getting made fun of because I was always answering questions and things like that. So I've just always been a geek. I've always loved science fiction. I grew up with like Goosebumps and, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, all of that kind of culminated into who I am as the Gladiator of the Geeks. The Gladiator part really is based off of someone who I needed growing up when I was going through a really hard time and couldn't find my voice. And I needed a gladiator. I needed someone who would stand up for me. So I became the person who I needed back then to stand up for me when I was silent and when I was voiceless. And that's the gladiator part of the Gladiator of the Geeks.
I love that so much.
I love that. I mean, I feel like I read books as a kid too, where I just would get lost in those worlds. And that was so important for me to relate to the characters in those books. And obviously like Harry Potter, the movies and all of that, like those are so inspiring to young kids when they're like taking it in and trying to find something that they can relate to.
They are.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's an escape. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what it becomes. And that was my world. When I was having a really rough time growing up, I would come home and I was grounded a lot too. So all I got was books. I had like a Game Boy taken away all the time because
we're so relatable right now.
We have to hear those stories. Like what happened? I'm just
You're grounded, you don't get anything, have fun. These are your books. These are your friends. So
yeah.
That's who I identified with, were the characters in the books.
So you actually made yourself get grounded so you can actually just stay home and read.
Possibly. That explains why I'm a bit of an introvert. I don't want to go out into the world. Just let me be with my characters in my books. Thank you.
See, it kind of backfired on my mom when she liked Stephen King, and I'm like, oh, what are these books? Oh, horror books? Well, I'm a very advanced reader. Let's go for it. So like Stephen King was like my gateway into like horror books. Yeah. And my mom was like, oh, I should have really like put those on a higher shelf. I was like, nope, Christine it is, Mom. I don't care that I'm 9 years old. I can read it.
Did you read The Shining at 9?
No, Christine was my very first Stephen King book and I was hooked. But the deal was that I couldn't read Stephen King for a while after that. It had to be age appropriate, even though it wasn't age appropriate. I'll still read like Christopher Pike and stuff like that. So I'll still read the high school level horror mystery novels because I was over kids' books at that time. And Babysitter's Club, come on.
Oh, Babysitter's Club was good too. I have to say the nice little soft part of it. The funny thing is, my dad is a huge Stephen King fan, and my mom is an Anne Rice fan. So it kind of explains
oh my goodness,
all of this.
That is hilarious. I love that. So when you're going into deciding, like I want to hear what Emily was saying, like when you're deciding to go into wrestling and you're trying to find who you are as your persona, like what gets you into wrestling, and when you're going out there, you're like, okay, this is who I am. And I'm just going to let it all out. I'm a geek. I'm proud of it. Like I'm too. So, but it took me a while to get comfortable with it.
Well, I think that was a really big part of it. Is it's not hard, but when you're awkward, it's really hard not to be awkward.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I think we all relate.
You kind of have to learn to embrace that side of you. And in the long run, it's amazing when you do finally be like, okay, this is me. I'm weird. I'm going to do weird things, say really weird things. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
And so I think it was just one of those things of I knew I wanted to bring a lot of my fandoms into wrestling, which included all of the books, the video games that I used to play, like Zelda, Dragon Age, things like that. I used to LARP when I was in college, which was a very big part of who my persona is too. Where I'm announced from is Mystic Realms Evermore, which is where I used to LARP. So there's like bits and pieces of a lot of my different fandoms that I knew I wanted to bring in and be subtle about it. But yeah, the armor is kind of in your face. But I also knew that I am the type of person who will go toe to toe for people who I care about, people who I love. If you hurt anyone I love, just know you're gonna get it. It's just who I am. So I wanted to take all of those attributes of myself, and my partner was actually the one who came up with the name, the moniker of the Gladiator of the Geeks. I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty.
I like
it's
it.
Like Knight, Gladiator, all of that kind of stuff. But it worked out, and that's pretty much who I became.
I love it.
I mean, that's incredible. I mean, you not only like fight for others around you and in the ring, but also like you have things outside wrestling that you help the community, and you help with a shelter. And I love to like kind of hear that side of your life, because you do incredible work helping others.
Yeah. So I actually used to be a 911 dispatcher and a police officer. For about 9 or 10 years, I was in law enforcement. And so that was a really big chapter of my life before I actually left law enforcement to pursue pro wrestling and training at the Monster Factory. And when I was in law enforcement, when I realized that, okay, this wasn't quite a fit, there was a part of it that I really did fall in love, which was the social work aspect of it, which came to a lot of going out to sexual assault calls, domestic violence calls, acute psychiatric, things like that. I felt like it was helping people. I didn't want to pull over cars. I didn't want to, do drug arrests, things like that. It wasn't really my type of a personality, but I fell in love with that part of it. And so when COVID hit and we weren't wrestling, I decided, okay, this is the time to do what my heart really wants to do outside of wrestling, which is be in social work. And I reached out to a local domestic violence shelter and sexual assault hotline and got trained, did the 80 hours of training there. And so I've been there, actually, I think next month is my 1-year anniversary there. So I work at an emergency shelter that when they're fleeing a domestic violence situation, regardless of gender, they come and stay with us in the shelter. It's transitional, and we try and set them up with resources and programs and get them into housing that's separate from the situation that they were in, and set them up with legal services, counseling services, things like that. So that's really a lot of what we do at the shelter. And it has been amazing to have both passions, pro wrestling and also working here. It fills my heart that I get to do both.
That's amazing. I love that. It's hard. People see only one aspect of your life. You see the wrestler, you see the gladiator, and they don't realize that, man, the work that you guys do behind the scenes is incredible. Like, there's so many people who work in social work in wrestling, only because, I feel like we're a bunch of misfits ourselves.
We are. We need other people.
And so we gravitate
get
to
us
those kind of
together.
people, you know?
But it just shows that you're a gladiator, not only in the ring, but you're a gladiator, in your social work and the work that you're doing. So it's so incredible. And I know that you're doing amazingly tough work right now.
Absolutely. And Davina actually has a really good question. She goes, being that much of an introvert, how much of the audience do you see while you're doing your match? Are you like fully aware, or do they like disappear and you're just focused on the actual performance?
Tunnel vision.
So it kind of depends. When my anxiety gets really bad, I do feel like I do fall into that tunnel vision a bit more, probably in a way to just try and minimize things. But I actually have gotten, and over time, with time and more confidence, it definitely has gotten a lot better with reacting and interacting with the crowd and enjoying every moment that you do have those interactions and hearing what they say. Like I was at Capital Championship Wrestling this past Saturday, and there was this little kid when I was doing a tag team match against the Renegade Twins, which we know are the Mission Pro.
Sure.
We know their attitude. We know. Don't you don't have to hide.
So there was this little kid who started shouting. She's like, she's cheating. Like, I know I told her she shouldn't cheat. That's against the rules. It's very rude. And like having a conversation with this little kid while I'm on the apron, and moments like that, and falling into moments, and the moments on intermission where you get to interact with the crowd and interact with fans and hear their stories and why they love it, and just things like that make wrestling so much better for me. And that I love wrestling literally for that, for the community that I have within and outside of the ring. So even though I'm an introvert, I do definitely have my things when I get home and I'm with my partner and he's like, are we talking today? I'm like, no, I'm just gonna I need to recharge the battery a little bit. But I never at any point when I'm at a wrestling show feel like it's too much or that I need to kind of escape. I enjoy every moment that I do get with the fans and with the crowds, for sure.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Yeah, you just gotta you start learning how to section things off. You're like, okay, I know I'm gonna be over here. I'm gonna enjoy it, but man, when you get home, you're just like, I just need to
you have to do that. Like, I think it's so important to like take that self-care, and especially like learning these past 2+ years of like kind of dealing with the pandemic and all this extra stuff. It's like kind of overstimulation is a thing, and learning how to like
overwhelming for sure.
Overwhelming and taking a moment and saying it's okay if I like recharge and not talk to anyone for a little bit.
Self-care is important regardless of wrestler or whoever you are. Self-care, once you get home, take care of yourself too.
Absolutely. And then I was going to ask, we're going into March, which is Women's History Month, and we've been doing a series for Mission Pro, talking about what is wrestling doing for you? How have you seen wrestling evolve? And the time that you've started in time, till now, like in terms of wrestling, like wrestling and women's wrestling and just wrestling in general, though, have you seen it evolve? And do you think it could get better? Do you think it will get better by the time you leave it? I mean, I'm just especially with the birth of all these new women focused promotions.
Right. Yeah. Yes to all of that. When I first started even watching, so I started late. So when I started watching, it was probably like 2014. And it was still the Divas era in WWE, but the Four Horsewomen were coming up in NXT. Right. So it was already in like that transition of this is going on, but this is where we're headed.
Right.
And then to be able to see that literally evolve into, we have women superstar, and that's what we're calling them. They're no longer divas, which doesn't take away, like the diva era was so integral to setting the foundation and giving the women time and giving that hashtag, give women's a chance. And now to have that evolve. So all of that actually happened as I started watching and just getting into training. So I already had that fire of like, okay, we're having an evolution. Let's go. Evolution time. So I came into it already having that behind, like as a part of who I am and what I wanted to represent as well.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of that is also, I've always been a part of very male dominated worlds. And I've always had to do my job, train just as hard, if not harder, because we feel like we have to prove 120 more percent than them. So I think a lot of that definitely is ingrained in a lot of women's wrestlers and non-binary wrestlers too, that we have to work so much harder than the men to overcome these ideas of us, of that people may have of us. And we do see with the indies and with like places like Mission Pro, places like Capital Championship Wrestling, these amazing WWR, these amazing women's locker rooms that are putting on bangers of shows on the indie scene. And it's happening at every level, which is what we need and what we need to continue to do. There's so much more room to grow. I'd love to see intergender wrestling become a bigger thing to the point where it's no longer intergender wrestling. All of it's just pro wrestling, regardless of gender. But that's all hopefully will come with time, and we'll just keep working for it.
Yeah, I love that. We are actually announcing, we have a pre-show match that we're going to announce. Hopefully the card will drop tomorrow. Is we're a newcomer, Diego Rene versus Tiffany Nieves, both rookies, and I'm glad. And that was the one thing that the graphic artist asked was, are we putting intergender on the match card? And I was like, I really don't want to. It's just a match at Mission Pro. Let's just make it a match at Mission Pro. And it was when we started working with graphic artists at Mission Pro Wrestling, it was the first time where it was an all women's company, right? So when the graphic artist came to me and was like, here are your match cards, and I was like, but we don't need to put women's match. We are a women's show. And it's just, and he was he was like, oh, that's right, I apologize, it's okay, I get it, I get it, but but it's interesting,
it's
like something that was like stuck in their minds that they had to do.
It's that shift in mindset. It's like, and we're doing that. We're trying, we're starting it at Mission Pro. We're changing the paradigm. We're changing what people are thinking and what they expect. And that takes time, and it starts with even like a small thing, not that it's small, but like even graphics. It's like changing what people think what a women's quote match is, and like even putting that label on it says so much about where people's mind it, in that moment.
It does. And that's a big part. And it's probably kind of more of a two-part thing, that it's very oversimplified, but the first step is representation. And the more representation that there is, the more you expose people to this type of wrestling, this flavor of ice cream of wrestling. The more people will get familiar and realize that this is wrestling. And then the second part is just challenging the viewpoint of, okay, this may have been your original norm. This may be the traditional old school way of thinking, but there's a whole spectrum out there of wrestling. And here, let me show you this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And real quick, I just want to give a shout out. Boss Lady is in the chat. Hi, Thunder. Thunder Rose is in the chat saying hello.
Hi, Thunder.
She said, hello, Riley Shepard and ladies.
Oh, I missed her.
Hello, Thunder.
Hey, Thunder.
I finally got to meet her a few weeks ago, and she was super extremely sweet.
So you had your AEW Dark match against Thunder, like incredible. Like
you lived to tell the tale.
Surprisingly, she's tough.
She is. And she says, has Riley been to Texas yet? She wants to know.
I have not. So not only have I never traveled in my personal life, I have also never wrestled. So it's a whole new realm for me.
There you go, Thunder. Taco vlog.
Oh,
I'm just going to yell that out.
Taco vlog. We got to go to Bucky's.
I will tell everybody, around the corner from our venue in Conroe is a place that sells the most amazing tacos. So
good. So good.
Thunder and I are the kind of Latinos or Mexicans where we are eating like a hot bowl of soup in summer and like sweating, but we're like, it's so good. And then we're like, oh yes, I would have like this. I have this big bowl of soup. And I was like, oh yes, please. Can you put a taco on the side? Because I need more food.
Yeah. I always get a little extra stuff.
Yeah. I was like, my eyes were bigger than my stomach, but Thunder just like, I don't know if you guys watched her taco vlog, the girl can eat. Thunder can eat.
So go watch the vlog. You'll see she can eat.
Go watch it. Go watch it. So you're coming to Texas. You're debuting at Mission Pro. We're super excited. But you have a match against Kylan King the king of pro wrestling here, and we talked to her a few weeks ago. And she mentioned that she might bring a sword to the ring as well.
I did see that conversation.
Oh,
And if she doesn't have one of her own, I do have an extra if she wants.
Oh, there you go.
We can have a sword fight. Yes.
It's not just for men's wrestling.
Caveat, they are LARP swords. They're not like, we're not actually going to be stabbing each other for real. So no blood, no hardcore, but you can definitely have a LARPing battle if
There
you
you
want.
go.
I'm fully in. Gotcha.
I love it. And now I realize why Emily's like, you guys are gonna get along, because you touched my little nerd heart and made it so happy.
No, I feel like you guys are going to go on your little excursions, and I'm going to be like, where did they go?
Sometimes I feel like
belong. You get to be geeky with us.
I'm a total nerd. I'm a total geek. I still watch stuff with my kids, and it's like our own like little mini dramas. And my husband's like, what is going on? I'm like, shh, be quiet. We're watching Naruto. Just let it go. Like, we're like gonna do a Naruto run to the store. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. And I know this is a tangent, and I apologize. Have you watched either Arcane or Vox Machina yet?
I haven't, because I have to watch what I want. I can.
Okay.
When the kids are out of the house, I can
do
watch
it eventually.
Arcane
is so good.
I gotta watch it now. I'm okay. So I got my kids hooked on One Piece so I could watch One Punch Man on my own, because like I said, I am limited because I have way too many children in this house.
Did you at least all get to watch Avatar: Last Airbender together? Because that's regardless of age. Yes.
Oh, we loved it.
Have
and
you
then
watched it, Emily?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God,
I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop.
It's so cute, and regardless of age, it's so good. I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you're not like into anime, which I'm very limited in my anime experience. Avatar is definitely the first one.
It's really cute. Don't watch the movie. Don't watch if you've
No,
never watched
not
the
the
movie.
movie. Not the movie.
Worse.
The TV series, the cartoon.
Worse.
You all heard it here. Don't watch the movie.
Don't watch the
very
movie.
important stuff.
It will make you angry. It will make you sad in all the wrong ways.
I know. Melanie's very adamant about that.
It's so like heartbreaking.
So Riley, to circle back to Mission Pro. Okay, so March 5th, you're going against Kylan King. How are you feeling leading up to that? Because we're less than 2 weeks away. So are you doing some extra training? Are you getting ready? Like I feel like she's been spying on you. I get the download that she's been watching all of your matches lately.
I think we both have been doing, as a geek, I do my research too. So the fact that she's also doing research, I'm like, haha, there's a little geek in you too. So yes, I am a little nervous. I know what she brings to the table because, like I said, I have done research. I know she is a brutal brawler. She can adapt to literally anything. And she's the king. She's the king. So I am coming into a realm unknown to dethrone a king, which is a very daunting task. But if anyone's going to be up for it, it's going to be a gladiator.
I believe it. And now Brian's in the chat. Hi, Brian. He says, good evening, everyone.
Hi, Brian.
For some reason, I read that too quickly, and I thought it said good morning. And I was like,
Brian Rosa, everybody.
Hey, Brian.
Time zones are hard. I get it.
I know.
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
No, Gladiator dethroned the king. Come on, Russell Crowe. Sorry.
I do very much like Game of Thrones, and you probably shouldn't get me started on that one, but people have conflicting ideas about Daenerys, and I really like her. That's all I'm going to say.
I did too.
Okay.
She did dethrone quite a few kings.
Yes, she did. That is true.
With her dragons.
Mindrunner's calling you Riley Maximus.
Riley Maximus.
Yes. New moniker.
Yeah.
Man, we're just coming up with new merch left and right on this show for you.
I'm just over here writing down ideas. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I know.
Yeah. So you definitely, yeah. So there is like merchandise mania at Mission Pro shows. Definitely bring your merch. If there's anyone not going, where can people find your merch and get it online?
So I do have a t-shirt site on whatamaneuver.com. On What a Maneuver. If you Google What a Maneuver and Riley Shepard, you'll get my shirts. I also do have 8x10s available and stickers and trading cards, which if you message me, I can mail them out to you. I do have foam swords, which are really only available in person. They're purple and glittery and really fun if you just want to kind of annoy people and bop them
I
over the head.
No, Riley, don't bring them.
I'm going to give a ton to Melanie for her children so they can just in the back seat just keep whacking each other. And she's like, I hate Riley.
I've seen.
No, I will love this. I will love this because I'll be out in the backyard with them going, let's go.
I've seen the pictures with all the kids after your shows with them holding them. So that's really cute. And Brian's
I was just going to say it too.
Brian's asking if you've ever faced Kylan before, and I don't think you have.
I have not. This is a brand new everything to me. It's world unknown.
I love it. So I want to know how this matchup is going to look. I'm trying to look it up in my head. How is it going to match up? Because you look very tall. So how tall are you with Kylan?
I am not. I love that. There are
right?
so many people who meet me in person and they're like, I thought you were taller.
I love it.
You're like
very short. I'm 5'3".
5'3". That's what I thought. Yeah.
So she has a few inches on me for sure.
Just a few.
That shows you how like your presence is so big that it makes you that much taller.
That's a nice way of saying I compensate for being short, but yes. I
do the same, but I still come off short. I don't know how to project.
Like poof out. I say I poof. Just poof.
Melanie, you need the spikes.
I
does help.
And I need a sword apparently.
You need a sword.
I tell you.
We're gonna get you a Mission Pro sword
if you have a sword.
You do. I thought you were almost as tall as Kylan. I was thinking, oh my god, this is gonna be a matchup. Holy crap. People are gonna be like, it's gonna be like Big E says, like, was it big sweaty men slapping meat or something like that? What does Big E say? Something like that? I love it.
That's something like that. Probably not that. But yeah.
Probably not that, but like I like two tall women about to beat the hell out of each other. I don't care. Your presence is big. I love it. Yeah, big presence. Good job, Mindrunner.
But I have the presence and the compensating. I know how to do it well.
Exactly.
It's a lot.
Mindrunner's like, it's gonna be a slobber knocker. Slobber knocker. That's such a weird word.
Sure. Slobber knocker.
Okay, JR. Own it. Although, was it Mindrunner who said you need a shirt that says, "Are you not entertained?"
Yes. I have not said that yet. I'm waiting for the right moment for those words because they're back there. They will come out eventually. I have shouted "bend the knee" at people, so there's definitely things back there that will come out eventually.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. This is we're getting way out of hand.
Says the only
wild.
Brian says the only person shorter at Mission Pro than Melanie is Jeremiah. Jeremiah works with us. Although I think Jeremiah is taller than me. I think I'm the shortest one at Mission Pro.
I think he's taller than you. Sorry, Melanie.
I think he is taller than me. But I will say this because I can say it now. So we had a special guest at the last show backstage. It was none other than Athena herself. I thought she was very, very tall. And she is my height. And we looked eye to eye. And I was like, I need the energy y'all project.
Very big
I was
energy.
like, how do you do that? Because I think I give off short energy. I don't know.
Can we buy it in a bottle?
I know.
Do you have anything in a bottle? We can,
I mean,
if you have enough people telling you you're short, you knock them down and they become shorter. That's kind of always been my. You're shorter when you're on the ground. I don't know what to tell you.
There you go. I love it. Eric is asking, how did you come up with your LARPing sword?
So my LARPing sword I actually got from this one was from the Pennsylvania Ren Fair. My armor is also from the New York Ren Fair, but it's a chemisil sword. So when I LARPed, I always use buffer weapons, which for anyone who doesn't know, it's PVC pipe and a bunch of foam and duct tape and silver duct tape, and it looks ridiculous and it's really funny. But so I carry around a chemisil sword because I got it from the Ren Fair.
Nice. There you go.
Thunderosa in the chat said that she watched your tag match this weekend with the twins. Like us against the twins.
Yes. I died on
they give you their specialty renegade twin attitude.
They did. It was definitely a battle, and my partner Devlin, I literally met her that day. So I think we did pretty well for our chemistry and meshing and going against people who are literally not only tag team partners, but twins, like tag team partners in life. And they have this attitude that just oozes sass and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And they just bring it. And it was a lot of fun. And I recommend anyone to watch that back for sure. And I will definitely have to pick Thunder's brain on any back.
There you go.
For sure.
Somebody wanted to know at Mission Pro, is there a match you would like fight for if you've seen a competitor at Mission Pro and you're like, I want that match. That's what I want to go against.
Thunder is always going to be up there for sure. Holodead is the champ. Like that. Of course, I want to face Holodead. Jody is another one who I've actually never gotten to share a ring with. She is going to be there March 5th. Yep. I have yet to have a singles match with my best friend, Jordan Blade. So she's Jordan. Another one I would love to have singles combat with. There's so many people that I just really, the whole roster, the entire roster.
The whole roster.
Like, I feel like I could just keep going down and naming everyone because at this point, I just want to face everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's incredible. I know Jordan mentioned that as well. Another question in the chat is, who have you had the best chemistry with in the ring, either against in a singles match or in a tag?
So I think for me, it will probably be Gabby Ortiz. I did train with her for a couple years at Monster Factory, and we not only battled against each other, but we also battled with each other at Women of Honor as a tag team as well. So our chemistry, I feel like, because we trained for so long together, is kind of unmatched. I also currently have a tag team with Kennedy Copeland, who we are the Hardcore Geeks, and we have very similar awkward chemistry together, it's very funny. Usually you say like tag team, they'll balance each other out. We don't really balance each other out, but it's been, I tagged with her 4 times now, and the 5th time will be this Saturday at Blitzkrieg. So I have really uncool chemistry with Kennedy, and I definitely enjoy tagging with her a lot.
I love it. Okay, so our last Halloween show, we encouraged everybody to dress up. And we got some pretty cool costumes out of that. We got some pretty cool, like Genocide was what was she? She was like this, she was a hybrid. She was like a robot witch.
Zombie. I thought, was she a zombie?
No. That was Alex. Alex was the zombie.
Alex was the zombie. Okay.
Yeah. So she came out like this robot witch. It was very metallic-y. We had a zombie. We had the Peacemaker. We had a couple. We had Mrs. Incredible.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if we did a Halloween show this year and we were like, everybody come dressed, who would you like to wrestle as? Or what would your wrestling costume be?
Goodness.
Because I feel like you have a whole bunch already just sitting in your closet.
I closet.
The funny thing is, and I do really wish I had the sewing gene and the artistic ability to make my own cosplay, because all of the cosplays that I want to do, I would make them all the time. I think right now, I mentioned Arcane to you. Jinx from Arcane is phenomenal character and has so many levels and nuances. So I would definitely want to cosplay or be a Halloween costume of Jinx.
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
And what about if you had your tag team partner was a tag team Halloween?
Well, I can't assume what
I know
who she'll want to dress up as. But yeah, we would probably have to figure that out.
I love it. I love Halloween. Like Halloween up until like January is all my favorites. It's all so much fun. And like in my house, we like dress up pretty much year round. We have a costume bin. So
I'm the same.
all year round.
Yeah. Anytime I get an excuse to wear a costume, I get really excited. My partner and I were actually, he was a knight and I was a dragon for Halloween this year. So we had that partner costume. I used to work at Six Flags and I was in entertainment. I was like a statue and then a weird, crazy animal. And so I've always had like costumes as part of my life for a very long time.
I love
I'm
it.
with you on that for sure.
That's awesome.
I love that. I love it so much.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, Melanie, did you want to get into like our fun questions since we're kind of already there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, I got one.
Yeah,
now that I know that you're also a gamer, because I am a little bit, and I used to be, I want to know what your favorite console was, and your go-to like relaxation game. Because everybody's got that one game that just frustrates them, and there's also the one game that's like, it's just gonna relax me. So, I
would be stuck between Game Boy Color because that was like the OG for me.
Yes.
OG for me, or Xbox because like I said, I wasn't allowed to have a big console growing up. So when I was 21 and an adult, I got to have an Xbox. So like that was definitely the two. My relaxation game is definitely Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
At a perfect time when the pandemic hit everyone and we were stuck inside. We were building islands with our villagers because we couldn't see her and visiting each other via the island. So I would definitely say Animal Crossing is the relaxation game for sure.
I love it. I love that.
And if you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be?
No. Oh no.
I know. I put you on the spot.
I'm really bad at decision making. Choosing one thing is, as you can tell, I had to give you two consoles. Shoot.
Or two games. Here, I'll make it easy.
Okay.
No, your gamer is still hard.
I think I would say Witcher and probably Mass Effect would be the trilogy because I at least get 3 games out of that one.
more for you know.
That's funny. Right when you said Witcher, Nation's Corner's like Witcher 3 and Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's funny.
Breath of the Wild is also very, very good. Witcher 2 and 3. I did not play 1, but Witcher 2 and 3 were amazing.
I love it. I'm seeing everyone's game choices.
Yeah, Witcher. Everybody. A lot of people are saying Witcher 3.
We agree.
That's awesome. So when I play games, I also eat snacks. And at Mission Pro, we have tons of snacks. Melanie knows this. We stock it up for the weekend when we have shows.
Yeah.
Do you prefer sweet or savory snacks?
See, this decision making is not good for me. It's only 2 choices and I still can't do it. It really does depend on the day and what cravings I have. I do feel like whenever I game, it tends to be a salty snack, but with Pepsi to like counteract it.
Oh, how funny. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I tend to always go for like the cheese doodles, the voodoo chips, things like that as like a salty. Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah, those voodoo chips, man. Those are wicked. They just, after a while, you're like, I ate the whole bag. Wait, I ate the whole bag.
Your tongue's kind of a little numb, but you're like, no, it was worth it.
It was. It always is. And then, so, my hair is purple. Obviously, it starts to grow out, which, maintenance. But are we keeping the blue for a while? Are we thinking about different colors?
So it's hard to tell because the lighting in here.
No, you look like you have purple in there.
So my hair is actually mainly purple with streaks of teal and blue in it.
Ah, okay.
Which I have in the past gone for a blue foundation, like a blue base, and then had streaks of green and teal, I think it was. And it was not quite the same. my partner's like, I'm glad you switched because I didn't really like him. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? It's like, I was tell you I'd be in trouble if I did that. So I think this is the iteration of Riley. This is who I am. People really identify me with the purple hair. I've had it pretty much for the 5 years that I've been in and out of the business. So yeah, I think this is the color that we're sticking with for Riley.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. It takes a while to find it. I had blue up here and then the purple, but it was just like, nah. The blue tends to like be a little bit different after a while, a couple washings compared to the purple. So
Yeah,
we're not doing that again.
Green. Like I still have on the bottom, on the tip, the bottoms, even though it's been like 3 years since I did it. When she puts it back to blonde, there's still like that sickly sea green from that blue.
Yeah, and so I was like, nah, we're not doing that again. And I was like,
no, the purple fades very pretty into like a pastel-y purple, which you really enjoy, and it sticks around longer because of that.
Yeah, so, blue not so much.
Yeah. Ryan says, your blue hair looks wicked awesome.
Thank you so much. My hairstylist would definitely love you. She works real hard on this.
Yeah, I've only had the like chutzpah, I guess, or like been brave enough to like do one little streak of pink in my hair. Like like 3 years ago. That was like the most I could do.
You should do the bottom because it's already lighter. Just do like the bottom.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. All right, Melanie, how would you feel if I just came to a Mission Pro show?
Do it. Yeah. I'm so for it. I love it.
Always try and convince everyone because I feel like you look at it and it just, you see it and the bright colors just perk you up. So I always try and get people to dye their hair rainbow colors, whatever their color is.
Yeah, I love it. I think I've had more compliments about my hair color. People go like, I love your hair color. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. I needed that today.
Yeah. The pictures you took, Melanie, like your hair was so vibrant. I was like, that's gorgeous.
If only I could be serious in my photos. That's the only thing. I'm just like,
Big
I'm like, I'm just like awkward. They're like, you need to take promo pictures. I'm like, okay.
What do I do with these?
Yeah, I was like, I don't
what
know.
What are these things attached to my arms?
And so finally, Thunder was like, no, seriously, we need some promo photos. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
All right,
okay. Yeah, she put down the hammer. She's like,
she put down the for me, Brian, and Jeremiah. She's like, no, seriously, you guys need promo photos. I was like, oh, okay. Real photos.
We have someone from Winnipeg, Canada. That's amazing.
Whoa. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hello. Oh, I like this question. How long after wrestling did you consider yourself a professional? That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I'm not sure if I've even gotten there now. No kidding. I feel like that's a really hard question, mainly just because wrestling is always evolving and you're always learning and growing all the time. And there are so many different styles of wrestling that for me to call myself a pro, I've trained in multiple schools and there's still so much for me to learn, so many different styles for me to learn. I guess the basic answer would probably be like once you're out of training and start doing shows consistently and are doing consistent shows on the weekends is probably when most start saying I'm a pro because I'm no longer a student. But we're all still students, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you're always every show you do, every match you have, you should learn something and grow. And so and I feel like even in the non-wrestling world, I feel like we're always growing and learning as people. So you're a student of life.
Yes, for sure. And every battle is a learning experience. Always.
Absolutely. Riley, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on socials?
So I am on all social media at the Riley Shepard. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I also do have a website, RileyShepard.com, where I tend to post a lot of my upcoming events, including the Mission Pro Show on March 5th. And I mentioned What a Maneuver already. I am on Reddit, but I'm more of a creeper.
Same.
You have it. I do respond to people sometimes. So if you see the Riley Shepard pop up on that, it is me. But I'm more just scroll.
I'm the same way.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to see you on the 5th, and we can't wait to see your match against Kylan and see how it all goes down.
Yes, I'm super excited to venture into realms unknown and take on Dethrone the King.
Absolutely. Woo! Yes. Riley, thank you again so much for joining us. See you March 5th in Conroe, Texas.
Yes.
We'll take you around.
Yes. Oh, tacos.
There you go.
For tacos. Sure. All right. Thanks, Riley. Have a good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Oh my goodness. Isn't
So
it,
much
Melanie,
fun.
I knew that you would so get along. I'm gonna have to bring
Yeah.
all my gaming consoles on March 5th.
She and I could totally geek out. I was just thinking that we need a gaming console inside the Mission Pro
Yeah,
house now.
definitely.
I need to figure out like what Xavier Woods does on when he's traveling, so we can like travel around with it.
We'll have a huge briefcase just
Yeah, exactly.
just for that.
Not saying I don't already have a lot of stuff to bring.
I mean, soon
I
I'm gonna
know.
need a bigger car, Melanie.
I do. Just so you guys know, starting March 5th, we're gonna have you're gonna see a lot of new stuff at Mission Pro Wrestling. Thanks to our sponsors, thanks to our fans, thanks to everybody who buys a ticket, thanks to everybody who watches on Title Match Network. You guys have made it possible. So we're gonna have new ring skirts, we're gonna have new curtains. Soon we'll have maybe new lights and new other stuff. So big thank you to everybody watching. Thank you for everybody who's not watching, but who does sponsor and help out Mission Pro Wrestling, because we say this every week that we could not do this without you, and we really can't. So we appreciate you guys very, very much.
Yeah, thank you so much again. Like, ditto to what Melanie said. If you're interested in being a sponsor, you can email missionprowrestling@gmail.com, and we have open slots for shows, for matches, and for wrestlers open for our April shows. March is closed. Just April shows right now. Actually, the whole year, Melanie. You could sponsor
The whole year. Yeah. The calendar. The
calendar is open.
The calendar is open. Exactly. We will be, after this first time in San Antonio, we will be in San Antonio 2 more times, and then we'll be in Conroe another 6 times. So lots of opportunities to see us. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be traveling around Texas. Hopefully, we'll get out of Texas this year. No guarantees, but we're trying. But if you can't make it to a Texas show, like Emily said, Title Match Network, go watch, support. It helps Mission Pro, and it helps a lot with the ladies as well, because, when you guys talk about their matches, we know that we're putting on the matches, and they're putting on the matches that you guys love to see. So we appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And when you all tag Title Match, and when you tag Mission Pro on socials and share that you're watching the matches even post show, that helps us spread the word about what Mission Pro is doing and the incredible matches that we put on for you all. So continue to subscribe. If you're not following us on social media, please do that. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that little notification button so that you know when a new promo comes out, when new behind the scenes content comes out. We have amazing Black History Month interviews live on our YouTube channel that are out with Holodead. So go check that out. That one posted this week. And we have more content coming soon leading up to Women's History Month as well. So we have a lot more content coming up. So please subscribe and, sign up for Title Match Network to watch our shows. We have so many exciting things happening. You don't want to miss it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for spending an hour of your time with us and watching Riley and listening to her story and listening to more about her. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Melanie, where can people follow you and see all these incredible photos you're posting?
You guys can follow me at TCBTX_photography on Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitter at TCBINLA. And of course, you can follow me on Facebook right here at TCBTX-Melanie.
Amazing. And you all can follow me on all social platforms at Emily Mae Heller, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the above. Thank you all so much for joining us for On a Mission again, for taking your time out of your Tuesday. Yep. Go watch Thunder Rosa's taco vlog with the Renegade Twins. And we will see you next week as we lead into our March 5th show. Thank you all so much and have a great night.
Have a great night, everybody.